thank you for joining us for another episode of the Handy Hijabies. I'm here with Kelly, who's joining us to show us how to make a traditional Portuguese dish.
Yes, so this dish is called beef picante, or in the main city they call it Carne Picante, so you can say whichever one.
It sounds so slick.
Yeah. Sorry. So this dish is a Portuguese dish, and my parents and my brothers and sisters are all from Portugal. I was actually born and raised here in Canada, but grew up very traditional Portuguese family, and I wanted to share this dish because it does have alcohol, cooking beer in it, and I wanted to show you how you can show a traditional dish, but you can use a variation. So instead of using cooking beer, we'll be using white grape juice today.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how, what is the traditional aspect of this dish? Like, how do you eat it, you know?
So it's actually a sandwich. You're basically going to be chopping up red onions, Cuban bell peppers, hot banana peppers.
Well, today we're using red onions.
Yes.
You're not. That's because I bought red onions thinking they were Spanish onions.
Yes. So traditionally you can use Spanish onions, but we cooked it with red onions before, so it's okay. It doesn't really matter. Traditionally it is done with Spanish onions. Again, you can use whatever onion you like. And what we're going to do is we're going to chop up the vegetables, and then we're going to layer it with sliced beef, boneless beef, and then we're going to cover it with the white grape juice and the ketchup, but we'll show you that as we go on through the video. So now what we're going to start with is just washing of the vegetables. So I'm actually going to get your help. I'm going to get you, where is that colander? Here. So I'll get you to wash the peppers while I clean the onions. I'm going to just cut the top off and the bottom off of the onion. And I'm going to remove just the first layer of skin of the onion. I'm going to show you how to slice the onions. So the onions ideally should be, what thickness would you say?
That's probably about like almost an inch.
Yeah, so
like
about almost
3/4 of an inch.
About 3/4 of an inch. You want to cut them. You want to keep them thick because it cooks for so long that if you do very thin slices, it's just going to really
melt away?
Yeah, pretty much. It'll just melt away. It'll be mushy. It'll be gross. You still want it to kind of hold its shape. So you're going to do that through the whole onion.
That's why you need 3.
Exactly, because you leave it so thick. And you will be layering this in the pot after. So
like lasagna or scalloped potatoes or something.
almost.
Okay.
So this one is a little bit bigger on one side, but it doesn't really matter. You could get a little bit thicker. So I'm gonna just line that up there.
You know, beef picante. Carne picante, is that what it is?
Yeah, so you can say carne picante.
Carne picante.
Or actually, I think they say carne picante, just picante.
Okay.
And then we say it, we just say beef picante. Beef picante.
Beef picante.
Yeah.
See,
Exactly.
I'm learning Portuguese already.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so after you've got that done, then you can start on your peppers. So first I'm going to start with the Cubanelles.
Cubanelles, not banana peppers.
Exactly. So these are hot banana peppers and Cubanelles. Cubanelles, sweet, they don't really have any flavor. They're very thin skinned, same thing as the hot banana peppers, but obviously it's just spicy. So, and because this dish is called beef picante, you need the hot peppers.
Beef picante.
Okay, so
do I say it good?
Sure. Yeah. We'll make her feel good. I'm joking.
I'm learning Portuguese.
Okay, so what you want to do is you just, how I do it, not to waste any of the pepper, I slice it in half first. And then you just want to devein it. Oops, that's the wrong bowl. Okay, and you just want to clean it quickly, cut out the seeds.
You're so smooth.
Go at. That's it. Just want to look to make sure that there is no.
So big pieces is what you're looking for.
Well, we're gonna do it in half now, and then before I put them inside the pan, I'm gonna be cutting them in half again. You could leave it thick like this.
Okay.
It depends how thick you want the pepper. So typically I do it in half.
So Kelly, how did you learn how to make this dish? Did you just watch your mom, or did she specifically?
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Really?
Honestly, all my cooking that I know how to do is I've learned from my mom.
Just helping her in the kitchen?
Pretty much. I would help her in the kitchen, or sometimes I would just sit there when I would do my homework from school and I would just watch my mom. My mom, to me, as everybody's mom is, she's an amazing cook.
Yeah.
She just, if anybody who knows my family and knows my mom, anything my mom touches usually pretty much turns out spectacular.
Mashallah.
So,
well, you know, it's funny because that's exactly how I learned how to cook, and I'm not such a bad cook. I know my way around the kitchen, and it's funny when, you know, a lot of people my age, or even with young people, whether they're women or men, you know, they say they don't know how to cook, or, you know, they don't know how to even boil water. The best way to learn, and the best way for you to teach your children, is for them to help you in the kitchen.
absolutely.
You know, like getting them to cut up the stuff, stir, pour things for you. Making salads is a great thing. And that's how I actually taught my children how to cook, and all of them know their way around the kitchen pretty much.
See, I'm starting that with my daughter now, Miriam. She's 4, and she loves to help me in the kitchen, but usually, you know, when I'm cooking, I'm kind of in the zone, and I tend to not let her, but I catch myself, and I try to catch myself, and I always try to let her do something, whether it's stir the pasta, or if I need any dish that calls for cheese or anything, I will let her break the cheese apart. I just try to get her involved as much as possible now, because if you don't get her interested in it now, then you can't really complain when she doesn't want to help you in the kitchen
Especially when
afterwards.
they're interested. When they're interested, they show that interest is important.
Exactly.
Now, Kelly,
Yes.
I find that there's not much of a difference between these two. Which one's a cubanelle? Are they both banana peppers, or is this a
No,
cubanelle?
this is a banana pepper.
Oh,
it's just a very small one, but I'm pretty sure. So
Why don't you taste a seed?
no, I'm not going to taste it. Actually, I think this one is a hot banana pepper. Yeah, this one's a hot banana pepper. You can tell when you smell it.
I'm dying.
Right? If you smell the inside,
Oh yeah.
there's no really spice to it.
That's
and if
right.
you smell this one, you can smell the spiciness.
And
to
I
it.
can it kind of just ruffles the back of my throat.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So now with this dish, what I find is when you buy the hot banana peppers, honestly, it's like a gamble with it. Sometimes they're really spicy, sometimes they're not even spicy at all, and you can use 20 of them and your dish is not spicy, because the spiciness is where the seed is.
Because the key is to have that spice in this dish, correct?
Exactly.
It's not beef picante.
Exactly.
If it's not spicy.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you want it to be spicy. So because these ones are long and skinny, you don't have to cut these ones in half.
Actually,
at home.
I can actually feel the pepper from the banana peppers. I think these ones are spicy. I can actually, you know, so when you're cutting peppers, sometimes you can actually feel it in your throat and the back of your nose.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to feel that. That's interesting. Do a lot of the dishes in Portugal, do you eat a lot of bread with them, or is there more pasta? Is there more rice?
Well, I think typically it just depends on where you're from. I know bread, I think, is pretty much standard in all Europe countries, right? So I know from the continent side, they eat a lot of their dishes salty, like more salty in the dish. We like ours on the islands a little bit more spicy, but we tend to eat a lot of fish, right? Because we're right there by the water, right? It's available to us all the time. So we have a lot of fish dishes as well. Okay, so what I did is I just washed the beef in cold water. These are really big. You could leave it like this, but it's not going to fit in your sandwich. So what I typically do is...
You'll have a hangover beef
Yes,
sandwich.
exactly. It does shrink when it cooks a little bit, but not very much. I just slice it down in the middle, and that's it. So that's about it.
Make sure you have some big buns.
Yes, that's why you would have to get the Kaiser buns, because this does make a lot of sauce. But that's basically what it is. It's just beef with peppers and onions and sauce, and you eat it. It's almost like
a sloppy Joe.
It is, but with big pieces of meat instead of grinded up little ground beef.
It's the Portuguese sloppy Joe.
Exactly.
That's very spicy. Gosh.
Yeah.
I have to do this when I say that. Do Portuguese speak with their hands a lot?
Well, we do, yes.
Okay, there we go.
We speak with our hands a lot, and we're typically very loud. If you go to
Same with West Indians.
a gathering, we're usually screaming on top of each other.
Yeah. What I love about our community is, and that's why we're doing this segment as well on Hijabies, is to show everybody that you can still enjoy, you know, whether you're a convert or have a blended family with different cultures, you know, you can still enjoy your family classic recipes, but just make them halal. Good. All right, so after we do the cutting up of the beef.
Yep, now it's just the assembling. This part is always the easiest. Okay, so I'm going to show you for both. So this one will be mild if you need to keep it mild for your kids, and this one will be spicy. So what I typically
Any oils you put in the bottom?
No, you don't need any oil. You can put a little bit of olive oil if you want, but what I typically do is I'll just put a little splash of the grape juice at the bottom, just to make sure that nothing sticks or burns. You can put oil, it really doesn't matter. Just put a little bit in whatever you do.
Does it become sweet if you use too much of the grape juice?
Well, that's
especially with the ketchup.
That's with the peppers. That's why it makes it spicy.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Okay. I get it.
So what I do is I will just start with a layer of onions.
Do you break them apart?
I do. I break them apart, but if you want them to keep their shape more, just leave them whole. I'm going to just break it. I tend to just keep them still thick together, but just break them. So you're going to do a layer like that at the bottom. And then you're going to do a layer of the Cuban peppers, like that. Okay. And then the hot peppers.
So you don't actually have a specific like amount. You don't have like, you just...
No, it just goes based on how much you're feeding, how many people you're feeding. If you're feeding less, just making for yourself, you would really only need 1 onion, maybe 2 or 3 peppers, and a couple pieces of beef, and that's it. So I put the spicy peppers in this one as well. So for the mild one, I'm just going to throw in a few.
So how many does, like if you have the bun, when you say that, you know, it depends on how many people you're feeding, how many of the sandwich buns can people usually eat? Like an average person? So like if you're having 5 people, how many pieces of beef would you really?
Honestly, it's pretty heavy dish.
Okay.
So typically I would say between 2 to 2.5 a person would eat, a grown adult.
Okay.
My children probably eat half of a bun, and that's pushing it. I'm going to put a couple pieces of beef here. I'll just put 3. Should be more than enough. Okay. And then for this one, try to keep them a little bit spaced apart. You can overlap them a little bit, but just try to keep them as far apart from each other as you can. Okay. And then I'm going to put 1 more in the middle. So I'm just going to season with salt and pepper. And then you're going to get the ketchup, and you're basically just going to smother it. Okay. And then you're going to just keep doing that. Keep repeating the steps.
Until the whole pot is full?
Until you have no more of the ingredients or your whole pot is full. Now I'm going to put some more of the grape juice on top. So this is what's going to, this and the ketchup and the seasoning is what's going to create we call it molho, which is sauce basically. Okay.
And it's Maghrib time. Perfect timing. Well,
yes, we finished the
while
dish
that
already.
cooks, we're going to pray our Maghrib and enjoy the food.
You'll probably have to add some more salt and pepper along the way. Sometimes I even use halal like beef or chicken cubes,
yes,
bouillon cubes. So I'll add that to the sauce sometimes too, or if I need to add Another spice that we tend to use in Portuguese cultures or in Spanish cultures, they're called Goya. I don't have any on me right now to show you, but that is a spice, a seasoning that you can use as well. Okay, so you're gonna finish off with ketchup again.
You are right. It does use a whole bottle of ketchup.
Yeah, it takes a lot of ketchup because it's basically this and the grape juice that makes it makes the sauce. So I'm gonna just kind of eyeball it, but you can definitely measure it. And typically put it up to medium to high heat just until you see it starting to boil. And then when it starts to boil, you'll put it to low to medium heat and let it just sit like that and cook. So,
Now it's just waiting time.
Exactly. Now you clean, do homework with the kids, relax, read a book,
Clean.
do whatever you need to do.
I
Or
don't
in our
clean.
case, we're gonna go pray.
The kids clean.
Yeah. Well, I have 2 little ones, so they make me clean.
Mine are.
You want to cook evenly.
So you have to mix it.
Well, because see, the top part is not cooking, it's
Yeah.
still pink, right? And the bottom part has already cooked a little bit. So you kind of just want to, you don't even really want to mix it. You just kind of almost want to flip. See, like rotate it.
Oh, I see.
So the top part can cook now a little bit, and then the bottom part can come up. But you don't really have to. I just like to do it. Okay. And you can already see the juice has already been cooking and making.
It smells delicious.
Okay, so the dish has been completed. When we actually tried the sauce, it wasn't really spicy. So the peppers that we bought, like I said, it's a hit and miss, really either come spicy or not. So it wasn't very spicy. So we added a little bit more salt. I put just a little dash of cayenne pepper. And then Salima told me that she had, it's a Trinidadian pepper paste. So that's fantastic. You can
Homemade.
Yes, homemade. So even if you have your own favorite homemade hot sauces at home, you can add some into it. And what I did was I added just like half a teaspoon at a time until we got the heatness that we wanted. So now I'm going to show you how to assemble it. So you're going to grab one of your buns and you're going to grab a serrated knife. Okay, so with your serrated knife, you're going to just cut it down. Not all the way through. You want to still leave it a little bit, just like a sandwich that you would normally do. Grab your beef. You want to put them
How many do you
to cover, just enough to cover your bun. If you like more meat in your sandwich, you can always put another piece on top. It's completely up to you. So now you just want to put peppers. You won't be able to really tell which one is which. Maybe this one is a hot pepper, I'm not really sure. So you want to put pepper, and then you want to kind of grab some onion, scoop out some of your sauce, and then you can either drizzle it on top of your meat, or you can put on I like to put on the bun, because when you put it on top of the meat and then you close it, the juice all spills out. So like this, the bun already soaks it up and you get less mess. Typically at home, when I grew up, we just ate the sandwiches and we ate a ton of them until we were full. You can serve a salad with it, any kind of salad that you like. And that's just pretty much it. So that's carne picante or beef picante, however you want to call it.
Picante.
My plate is very dirty.
Now that Kelly has completed her masterpiece and her master chef dish here, it smells wonderful. I wish that we could share that with you. We are going to sit down and enjoy this deliciously smelling meal. So usually what smells good usually tastes good. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Kelly.
You're welcome. Enjoy. Portuguese, Albanian, Canadian.
Trinidadian, Jamaican, Canadian.
It is a soup of diversity.
Or you
Cha-cha-cha.
can just say it the way the mainland say it. They say carne picante.
Carne Picante.
If that's
It's
easier.
like picante.
São Paulo.
If you want to sound like a gangster, you go picante.
Portuguese, like they have this sound. Oh.
Yeah, my it's really funny. I have a
Like the guy.
São Paulo.
Yeah.
São.
and the dialects are different, right? Even
Yeah.
from the mainlands to the islands. I have a friend of mine. She's from the mainlands,
Yeah.
and her brother-in-law used to joke about us all the time because he's like, I don't understand what you're saying. Like you're speaking to me in Portuguese and I don't understand. He's like, you sound like a drunk Italian. Yeah.
and not Spanish onions.
Okay,
No,
good.
it's not Spanish.
All right.
Good job.
You can make fun of her now because she doesn't know the difference between a red onion and a Spanish
Well,
onion.
he wouldn't even know either. He probably would have
It's
gotten the
red.
regular one.
Spanish onions, they speak Spanish.
We need him recording too.
You know what? You should. You should.
Hey! Okay, I'll taste everything when everything's done, okay?
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
As long as we
Alright,
don't burn it.
no problem.